From now on, my full-time job is finding a guy who's going to take care of me.
You guys are responsible for me and everything else that comes with me.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the MST channel where we talk about all things hypergamy. I am back with part 5 of In Too Deep, Gambling for a Married Man's Heart. I stood still with my mouth wide open. Mr. Hodges grabbed his towel fast. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," he said. I came down to the laundry room to find my cufflinks. I've been searching for them everywhere. "Didn't think you would be up so soon after last night." He couldn't stop apologizing, and I could tell he was mortified. Hell, I couldn't even speak. I was in too much shock. "Please, say something, Sheila. I'm sorry. Please don't feel violated." "It's okay, Mike. Really, it was an accident. And I didn't know you were up either. I came to make us breakfast before Julia gets here for my swimming lessons." "Oh yeah, I totally forgot you had lessons with Julia today." "Thanks for understanding, Sheila. Let me go put some clothes on." "If you or Marcella happen to see a pair of cufflinks around here, please let me know, okay?" "Will do," I replied. As he went upstairs, I stood there dumbfounded. His dick was huge. Oh my effing goodness. Fuck. Shit. I couldn't stop swearing. This older man was packing. You hear me? Packing. I had to stop what I was doing and go change my underwear because they were soaked. Who knew Mr. Hodges would have that effect on me? I quickly changed my underwear and washed my hands and went back upstairs. Mr. Hodges was in the kitchen, but this time fully dressed. "There you are," he said, smiling as usual. "We had quite a night last night. So you don't have to make breakfast. Let's order something." "Sure." "What do you feel for?" I asked. "Well, I haven't had McDonald's in a while," he said. "How about you?" "Some chicken biscuits sounded good right about now," he replied. "Some chicken biscuits sounds good right about now," he replied. Then he went to his tablet and placed the order for 2 chicken biscuits and a big breakfast. "So you didn't tell me you could dance like that," he said. "Well, it's not something I go around advertising," I responded. "You are a very mysterious woman, Sheila." "Something like that, Mike," I said jokingly. "So what's something you really want?" he asked. "I really want some dick," I said in my mind. Um, right now, I just want to have enough to go to school," I said. "How much is enough?" he asked. "Between books and a car and boarding expenses, I'd say around $25,000. "That's it?" he asked. "Yeah, roughly." "Sounds like I need to give you a raise then," he said. "You don't have to do that, Mike," I responded. "Sheila, quit having so much pride. You deserve it." Mr. Hodges' phone then started ringing. "I gotta take this," he said. "Be right back," as he headed to his office. About 20 minutes later, the gate buzzer went off, and it was DoorDash. I buzzed them in. Once they left the food at the door, I retrieved the food and set it out on the table. My mind was racing. I had just seen my boss naked. Now he wants to give me more money, and I get super nervous around him. What was happening to me? Mr. Hodges came strolling in the kitchen from his office. The food is here, thank goodness. I'm famished, he said. I grabbed a fork for him because he hates using plastic cutlery, and poured him some freshly brewed coffee. Thank you, Sheila. You're welcome, Mike. I joined him in eating breakfast. I felt awkward from seeing him naked, so I began eating and staring everywhere else but into his eyes. I only took 2 bites when the gate buzzed again. This time it was Julia. I let her in and informed Mr. Hodges. I'm going to change into my swimwear. Be right back. Talk about saved by the bell. I went to my room, took out the black Agent Provocateur swimwear he brought for me yesterday. Damn, I look good, I said, admiring myself in the mirror. The swimwear snatched me in all the right places. I threw on a black mesh cover-up, and headed upstairs. Good morning, Julia, I said as I emerged from the basement. She was waiting for me on the couch. Good morning, Sheila, she replied. Ready for today's lesson? Yes, I am, I responded. Great. Let's head out back then. After 2 hours of swimming lessons came to an end, After 2 hours, swimming lessons came to an end. Julia taught me so much in such little time, and I felt more comfortable in the water more than ever. Julia got out of the water to talk to Mr. Hodges while I stayed in the pool and practiced what Julia taught me. About 15 minutes later, Julia told me goodbye. I got a meeting, I gotta run, she said, and waved. Mr. Hodges went to see her off while I stayed in the pool. The day was sunny and beautiful, and the water felt amazing. It wasn't too warm, but it wasn't too cold either. I decided to get out of the pool because I had promised my mom I would send her some money. I was going to ask Mr. Hodges for a ride into town to use the ATM. As I got out of the pool, Mr. Hodges was coming from the house. His mouth was wide open as he saw the water dripping from my body. He couldn't stop staring. He then caught himself and said, Julia just left. How was your lessons? He asked, stuttering and staring at my nipples through the bikini. They were good, I responded as I grabbed the towel to cover myself up. Mike, can you please take me to the Bank of America ATM? I asked, trying to break the awkwardness. Sure. Do you need to go now? He asked. Yes, I responded. I promised my mom some money. Sure, I'll be here. Let me know when you're ready. As I went inside to get dressed, I could feel him staring at me from behind. But can I be honest? It was taking everything out of me not to jump his bone. This man turned me on bad. I went to my room, took a quick shower, and changed into an Adidas black dress that was just a little above my knee, and some black slides. I then glanced over at the green Van Cleef box and decided that I would wear the bracelet. Mr. Hodges got me since I wasn't sure when I would be going out again. The black onyx motifs laid beautifully on my arm. I then drifted off and started to wonder what life would be like if I dated Mr. Hodges. I know for a fact I wouldn't lack anything in life again, or would I ever have to worry about money. Separately from that, though, this man was so nice to me and treated me like a princess. How could I resist? I quickly snapped out of La La Land and sprayed my Victoria's Secret perfume on and headed upstairs. Mr. Hodges was sitting on the couch watching ESPN. Hey Mike, I'm ready. Awesome. Let's roll, he said. He seemed so happy every time we were going out. This time he chose his Mercedes S-Class. I figured we would keep a low profile today, he joked. There is nothing low profile about an S-Class, I replied. True, but it's not as loud as a Rolls Royce, he said. He was right. The Rolls Royce brought all sorts of attention. On our way to the bank, Mr. Hodges asked me what kind of music I liked. I told him I liked pop. To be honest, I liked the ratchet shit, but I didn't want to seem too ghetto. He turned some Usher on and looked over at me and said, he turned some Usher on and looked over at me. He saw the bracelet. I'm happy to see you wearing that, he smiled. It looks good on you. Thank you, I replied, blushing. About 12 minutes later, we pulled up to the bank. As I was getting out, Mr. Hodges held on to my hand and said, Wait, Sheila, close the door. I was confused, but followed his instruction. I have something for you. Here's $30,000, he said, handing me a large brown envelope. I opened the envelope and my eyes grew wide open. What the? It's for your apartment and school expenses. I'll get you the car in 2 weeks. Are you serious? I said, looking at him shocked. Yes, Sheila, you deserve it. You're a hard worker, and I have feelings for you, he admitted. I know you said we can only be friends, but I can help myself, he said. As he leaned over and kissed me on my cheek. I didn't stop him either. I was too shocked. Then I looked at him in his eyes and then looked at the money. I couldn't believe what was happening to me. I leaned over and gave him a hug. Thank you, Mike. This is like a dream come true. As I pulled out of the hug, I stared into his eyes. Then he got closer, giving me a peck on my lips. Then I didn't stop him. I leaned forward and gave him another one. Then he slightly licked my lips, and I lost it. We started kissing passionately. Then I pulled back, remembering what Maria said. Is something wrong? He asked. No, I just want to take things slow, I responded. I understand, said Mr. Hodges. He looked into my eyes, then turned away. You can't deposit that all at once, he joked. I know, I said, smiling. I wrapped the envelope up and put it in my purse and took out my wallet with the money for my mom. I exited the car and walked up to the ATM. I could feel Mr. Hodges staring at me, but I walked a little sexier to entice him some more. The money gave me an extra pep in my step. From this moment, I knew I was hooked. I deposited $4,000 into my account and returned to the car. I can only give you money in cash, Mr. Hodges said. I nodded in agreement. I will give you more money in the coming week, but for now, just hold on to the 30K and keep it somewhere safe. Thank you, Mike, I said, while giving him a sexy smirk. Do you want to go to the park? He asked. Sure, let's do it. On our way to the park, I zelled my mom the money for her transmission, plus a little extra for herself. As we pulled up to the park, we found a nice spot under a shaded tree. Mr. Hodges told me about his upbringing and how strict his parents were, and many stories from his childhood. I felt like I was really getting to know him. As he went on, I couldn't stop thinking about the 30K in my bag. I've never saw that much money, ever. Mr. Hodges held my hand, stared into my eyes, and said, I think I'm falling for you, Sheila. I was too shocked to speak. Falling for me? I asked. Yes. You listen to me, you made me feel heard, and you don't judge me, he went on, and then leaned in for another kiss. His lips were so soft. I melted in his arms, literally. I then looked down at his cock. It was growing in his pants by the seconds. I couldn't help myself, so I squeezed it, and he let out a moan so loud, and his dick was throbbing. Then his phone started to ring. And there you have it, ladies and gents. That is part 5 of Into Deep, Gambling for a Married Man's Heart. Part 6 promises to be nothing short of juicy. Don't forget to subscribe. Thumbs up the video if you're enjoying the story. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.